Okay, moving right along. So, you have been putting in the work, you have been doing the inviting, you have been sharing, you have been proof the products work, and you now have somebody who you reached out to and invited, and they said yes. Awesome. What do we do now? Where do we go now? So, let's talk about how to sign up your first coach, how to place them in your organization, and I have a special bonus at the end of the video that we're going to cover. Okay, so let's first talk about how we actually sign up our first coach. And there are a couple options that you can do. The first one is you can give them the link to your Beachbody website, which is beachbodycoach.com/your username. Okay, so for me, it's One Revolution. That's your coach website. They would click on coach, and then that will walk them through the steps to become a coach, including giving them the option to buy a challenge pack and waive the $40 fee. The second way, and this is my favorite way to do it, is to use an app called the Coach Mobile app. And I'm going to just show you what it looks like here. You can get this on your phone. You can also use it, you can't really see it very well here, but you can also use it on the computer. So if you go to teambeachbody.com and log in and then scroll over coach, down at the very bottom there's an option that says mobile enrollment. Click on that and it will take you on the computer to this app that I have here on my phone. You can download the app on your phone though as well, and that's pretty cool. This is an app that you can use to sign up new customers with challenge packs and new coaches with challenge packs, and it just makes it super easy. It will email a link to your prospect. I always tell people to check their spam account or junk folder because the email will come directly from Beachbody and it most likely will be filtered into that folder. But they just click on the link in the email and it takes them to the Beachbody site where they complete their transaction. This is reason why I do this is because it's the one way that I know it's going to be done correctly. Okay, so sometimes people get confused. They go to buy a challenge pack and instead of buying the pack, they buy Shakeology and a program separately, or maybe your coach doesn't. A lot of things can happen. So this way I ensure that I've signed them up correctly. Okay, so coach placement. If you log into your back office and your coach online office and scroll over my business, a little drop down will pop down and it says set preferred placement. This is where you're going to tell Beachbody where to assign your coach. And there's a couple important things that I want to cover about this topic. Number one, remember we have a strong leg and we have a weak leg, okay? So it's really important that to get to Emerald, you need to have two coaches and you need to have one on each leg. So you remember our handy dandy diagram here. This coach at the top is an Emerald coach. They have signed up one coach on each leg, okay? That makes them Emerald. Now you'll notice that I've drawn an extra little line here that wasn't here last time we saw this diagram. That's because as soon as you sign up a coach, they're going to have two legs, right? Everybody has two legs. They're going to have two legs. And so when you look at your graphical genealogy, you're going to see this phenomenon where it looks like now all of a sudden we have four legs. And I want to be very clear with you. You only have two legs that you will be assigning coaches to. All right, there are some more advanced strategies that we will talk about as your business grows. But for right now, you're only going to be using your left leg and your right leg and the extremes of those, okay? So you're not going to place somebody here on this, we call it an inside leg. That's the leg, like your weak leg, that coach is going to be responsible for building, okay? So you're going to see an empty box here and it's going to look like you can fill that box, but I want you to be very clear, you're not going to put anybody there. Your third coach is going to go here or here, okay? Those are your two options for placement. Now you're going to see in the back office when you log in and you click on my preferred placement, you're going to see a few options, and I want to cover those options now. Okay, so when you look at My Preferred Placement, you have several options. The top option is going to say automatic placement or set preferred placement. You need to choose between those two, and I'm going to tell you to choose to set your own preferred placement. If you click on automatic placement, you're giving Team Beachbody the reins of your business, and Team Beachbody will be deciding where to place your coaches. That is not operating your business with intention, all right? And we as business owners are operating our business with intention. It's very important that you are in control of your business. So you're always going to set preferred placement. The second box you see says placement ID. Okay, this is going to be blank all the time to be very safe. Okay, when you leave it blank and you hit down to the next, click on position, more than likely your coach ID will fill in that box and it will no longer be blank. But for you as a new coach, and even I've gotten myself messed up with this, so I'm speaking from experience. Make sure that you leave that blank or that you're verifying that it is your coach ID number in there. Again, if you leave it blank, Beachbody will automatically fill in your coach ID number, which is what you want. Okay, second option, the third option says business center. As a new coach, you're only going to have one business center. As your business grows and you reach the rank of 2-star diamond, you'll have the option to sign up a second business center, which basically means you get to sign yourself up again. And that's a really cool option, and that's something that we'll cover later, but I just wanted you to understand what that means. And then lastly, you see position. Okay, now this is where I want to be very clear. Again, there are 4 options, but only 2 that we're going to use. Okay, and that's right and left. We have 2 legs, we have right and left. That's the only option we're going to choose. Okay, so when you sign up your first coach, you're going to place them on either the right or the left leg. Depending on which side you place them, as soon as their enrollment goes through, I want you to come back into Set My Preferred Placement and select the opposite leg so that when you're ready to sign up your second coach, they fall onto the right leg, because we need them to be on opposite legs, okay? So that it looks like this. So if your first coach was set up here on the left leg, it's left, on the left leg, you want to make sure that your second coach is set up on the right leg. The easiest way to do this, again, is to immediately after you sign up a coach, within 24 hours, so you don't forget, go back to Set Preferred Placement and adjust it so that it reflects the opposite leg. Now, as you build your business, you're going to get more than 2 coaches, right? So what do we do at that point? Here is my recommendation. I want you to build evenly until you reach the rank of diamond, or you have, so either 8 coaches and 2 of them have become an emerald coach, or you have 12 coaches underneath you, okay? And that I know is going to take you a little bit of time for a lot of people. Some people soar right through it. For the majority of people, that will take a few months. And so I'm not going to get into advanced strategies. We will cover that in another focus group. But for now, I just want you to think even placement, okay? Because here's the thing. This coach over here is going to be active for 5 weeks after they make their initial purchase and they sign up as a coach. But what happens if this coach over here decides, you know what, this isn't really for me, and they quit? If you've been putting all your coaches over here and building this side, this coach going inactive is going to cause you to lose your emerald status. And yes, you can lose your rank, and you will lose your rank if that happens. We don't want that to happen, okay? Protect your rank. So make sure you're signing up evenly as your business progresses. So you're going to just get in that habit of going to Set My Preferred Placement immediately after you sign up a coach and switching the sides. That way the next coach is signed up on the opposite leg. Now say something happens and you set them up wrong. Another way to protect your business is to get into the habit of, within 24 hours of signing up a coach, you go into My Business, My Downline, My Graphical Genealogy, and look at that little tree and verify that that coach that you just placed has been placed in the correct position that you intended for them to be placed. If they haven't, you have 72 hours from when they sign up to email coachcompliance@beachbody.com and have them make a switch for you. And they will do that as long as it's within 72 hours. So two fail-safes, I guess that's the right terminology. But the first one is to switch your preferred placement immediately upon signing up a new coach. And the second is to check within 24 hours to make sure that the placement was done correctly in the way that you intended it to be done. Okay, so let's move on to our bonus that I told you. I kind of teased it in the beginning that I was going to be giving you a bonus training. Now this is how to get to Emerald a little faster, number one. Number two, how to set up your business to earn more money in the long run on the same work that you put in, okay? So you might be thinking like, that's kind of cryptic. What do you mean earn more money on the same amount of work? So let me explain to you what I mean. You have the option as a coach building your business to sign up your spouse, okay? This is an option that was presented to me in just the manner I'm presenting it to you right now. And I chose to exercise that option. And I cannot tell you how glad I am that I did. This is not a strategy that's going to pay dividends immediately. You're not going to see a return on investment immediately. You will see it as your business grows and as your organization develops underneath you. You will see a really significant income spike if you do this. But again, it's going to be a little bit down the road, okay? So here is what I'm talking about. So I'm up here all by myself. I haven't signed up my coaches yet, okay? Here I am all by myself wanting to be an Emerald. Oh, so bad. Okay, so I'm going to sign up my spouse. And when I do, I'm going to sign him up on my weak leg. This is really important, and it's why I'm covering it in this same video, because we talked about how to place your coaches. If this is an option you do want to exercise, I highly recommend that you sign your spouse on your weak leg, and I'm going to explain why. Okay, so I've signed my spouse up over here on my weak leg. I've brought him active, so he has gotten me halfway to Emerald. I then sign up my second coach, and I'm now Emerald, okay? What do I do with my third coach? I sign them up over here underneath my spouse, all right? At that point, I have the option if I want to, because I have an active coach down here, I have the option to let my spouse go inactive so that I'm no longer paying to keep him active and buying that 50 PV to keep him active, okay? So what I'm talking about here, this method of getting to Emerald fast will only cost you extra money in the short term. As soon as you sign up a coach, you can let your husband or your spouse drop into inactive status because you no longer need him to make you Emerald. But here's where it gets really cool, okay? He is now holding a place in your organization, and it is at the top of your organization. What do I mean by that? I mean that every single coach that you sign up under him, as your business grows, you can imagine you're going to be signing up a lot of coaches. You're going to get some rock star coaches, okay? As you sign those coaches up, 100% of the volume that they accumulate within their team is going to go through his business, okay? The minute I get him to Emerald, he is now, can you tell I get passionate about this? My voice gets loud. Okay, so the minute I get him to Emerald, he is now qualified to earn $14 per team cycle bonus, all right? Just because he's an Emerald coach, he now gets $14 per cycle. What happens then? All this volume down here has become a strong leg for him, and it's become a really strong leg for him. Okay, so as I'm now around probably diamond before I'm going to start doing this, and like I said, this is an advanced strategy. But once I get myself up to where my diamond rank is established, I'm going to start building his business. I'm going to start adding coaches over here under him and over here under him. And pretty soon, he's going to get quite a team cycle bonus going. And I will tell you, for me, Brandon, I did this strategy with him. I signed him up, and when I did, I let him go inactive, and he was inactive for, gosh, probably a year, over a year, until I got him to Emerald. But now, when he is an Emerald coach, he earns anywhere from $100 to $150 a month as an Emerald coach just in Team Cycle bonuses. Now, think about that. I'm earning the same bonus, right? Because all that volume is going up through me too. Okay? So this is basically like double dipping. I'm double dipping the pot. I earn the money on that same volume. He earns the money on that same volume. It's pretty incredible, okay? Now, the reason why I want you to sign him up on the weak leg, let's talk about that. The reason is because my strong leg is being built along with myself. I'm helping build it. I'm contributing. But along with me, all the coaches that are up above me, my sponsor coach, as well as every coach that they sign up and all their coaches they sign up, are building this leg for me too. Okay, so my volume over here is quite a bit more. When I decide to build his team, and actually I'm taking customers and coaches potentials from myself and I'm assigning them to him, so they're not going to be my personally sponsored coaches anymore. They're going to be his personally sponsored coaches, okay? But when I do that, I'm not taking away from my ability to earn cycle bonuses off those people, okay? Whereas if I had him signed up over here, every coach I put over there is just building my strong leg, when in actuality, to earn money, I don't need my strong leg built. We make our money off our weak leg, all right? Remember, it's 200 volume points on your strong compared to 100 volume points on your weak. So if you've got, let's just use numbers for example. If you have 500 points over here, 500 volume points, and you've got 100 volume points over here, that's one cycle. You're going to earn as an Emerald coach $14 for that, okay? Now, if hubby is over here, every time I put somebody over there, I'm just increasing that 500. I'm not increasing this 100. I get paid on this side, right? So I'm not earning my cycle bonuses. When I have hubby over here, and I start building his team, I'm going to get him to Emerald. He's going to start earning cycle bonuses. But every single coach I add over to this side is going to bump up my team cycle bonus by bumping up my team volume on my left side, my weak side. Does that make sense? I hope that that makes sense to everyone. If you're a little confused, please go back and watch it again, okay? I can tell you again, since I've gotten Brandon to Emerald, $150 to $200 a month on the same amount of work. I'm not working any harder. That's just extra money. What can you do with $200 a month? All right, what does it mean to you? Okay, that's why I find it extremely important that you sign up your spouse. Now, say you've been around for a little while, you've been coaching, and you haven't signed up your spouse yet. Not to worry, you can sign them up anywhere in your downline. Okay, I recommend putting them on the weak leg for that same reason I described already. If you haven't signed them up at one of those very top spots, you're gonna lose 50% of the volume of the coaches that have signed up below him. Okay, so I know this video is going a little long, but I want to really make sure that this point kind of gets driven home. Let's say that coach number 1 that I sign up over here is not hubby, it's somebody else, and boy, she is just a rock star. She's killing it. She is producing tons of volume, okay? She has 2 legs, right? She's producing tons of volume. I get down here a few coaches and I go, you know, I really need to sign up my spouse. I sign him up down there. All right, cool. That's cool. But what the difference is that this entire leg of my rock star's business is all over there by itself. That's not under spouse. Spouse is over here. Spouse is only going to get the volume off of the left side of my rock star's business. Whereas if my hubby was here, he would get 100% of the volume of my Rockstar's business. Okay, so as you can see, I've adjusted our diagram a little bit more because, again, I just want to make sure that we really understand this concept. So this is my Rockstar up here, right? This is husband, who I signed up late. Rockstar's whole left side leg is off on its own, and as you can see, hubby is down here, who's only going to benefit from the strong leg right side volume from that Rockstar's business. Okay, let's flip the roles. This is hubby up here because I signed him up first. Rockstar is down here. Her left leg still shoots her left leg still shoots volume up and up through this line. Does that make sense? I hope this diagram really makes sense to everyone. I just want to make sure that we get this concept, okay? Because it's really important to understand what you can be missing out on if you do not sign up your spouse. Okay, now say spouse is a little reluctant to be added to your team. Okay, this happens, and if it happens to you, please don't be upset. My whole point with this is to talk about creating financial freedom, which will just help your relationship. I do not want to mess anybody's relationships up. I don't want anybody's husband to be angry at me, okay? So if your spouse says, you know, absolutely not, I do not want to be signed up on your team, that's just the way it goes, okay? And it's okay. It really is okay, okay? It's better to do it this way, but it's not the end of the world to do it the other way, okay? And when your husband, trust me, when your spouse, keep saying husband, when your spouse sees that your business is taking off and you're serious about this, they will change their mind and they will not have a problem being signed up as a coach on your business. But it may take a little bit of time. Okay. As soon as they say, go for it, I want you to sign me up, I want you to put them on your weak leg for all the reasons that I've already stated. I hope that that's clear to everyone. Again, this is the final video of our 48-hour focus group, and I'm just so proud of all of you. I know this has been a lot of information. I know, a lot of information, but I'm just really proud of all of you for sticking with it, for really going for it, and I know you're going to see some amazing results when you implement what you have learned, and I'm looking forward to our team call tonight so we can review all of this, and please bring your questions. Your questions will be answered tonight on our team call. All right, so your focus or your action step for this call is just to be on our team call tonight, okay? I'm going to give you a little bit of a break because I know, like I said, I've been really putting a lot of information out there. I hope it's helpful, and I can't wait to see you tonight. Let's kill it.